Hello, I'm Megan Satry, and this is my mock lesson plan. So to start off with a student, I would take some words that appear in the book that we are going to read and go over them. So I would have the student try to define the word, and then if they didn't quite get it, I would try to extend on it and make sure that they really understood what those words meant. I would then also have some picture cards, letter cards, and word cards. And then I would have the student try to match up which cards went together. So for example, if we were going over the word monster, I would probably give the student the picture card of monster. And then I would lay out a whole bunch of different letter cards, and I would try to have the student find the appropriate letter that correlated with the beginning sound of the word monster. So those sort of activities. And then we would talk about how these words were similar or different. And then both of those activities are kind of building on vocabulary and phonological awareness. Next, I would give the student a journal to write down any new or interesting words that they encountered while reading the book. This is really beneficial for me as the instructor to figure out what words they are confident on and which words they may be struggling with. And this is another vocabulary skill building activity. Next, we would move on to getting into the actual book. We would have the student read the title, and I would emphasize how they should read the title from left to right, which helps with print awareness. And then I would have students make predictions based on what they just read, the title. So this helps the students recognize how their prior knowledge might come into play, or how, it just helps them engage in the book. Next, I would have the student read along with me as I point out the words on the page. I would really be pushing this is how we read the book. That we are starting on this side of the page and going over to the right side of the page. We're not starting at the bottom of the page, we're starting at the top of the page. Those simple, basic print awareness skills. This also allows students to sound out words, so hitting those phonological awareness things. And then we can also talk about punctuations. So for example, this page, all there is an exclamation point on it, and as a kindergartner, they might not quite understand what that means. So we would work through that together. And all of that is print awareness. Then as we continue reading, I would probably stop at this page, and it says the reader is reading these word bubbles. I would probably ask the student, do you know what word bubbles are? Can you use the picture and use what we've been seeing in the book to try to figure out what word bubbles are? Because I know as a kindergartner, I wasn't using word bubbles very often, so that helps with vocabulary. After we get done reading the book, I'd have the student think about what happened at the beginning, in the middle, and the end of the book. So basically they're retelling me the story. This allows them to think about what they read, and it also gives me an idea of how well they comprehended what they were reading and how well their memory skills are working. Then I would probably give the student an opportunity to tell me what they liked about the book or what they didn't like about the book, maybe what they would change. This promotes additional thinking about what the context of the book was and how much they remember. Then I would encourage a student to write or think, if they're not quite at the age of writing, about what they would personally do if they were ever inside a book. Would they be excited? Would they be scared? Would they have the reader say a silly word? What word would that be? I think that activity really pushes the comprehension and how much they got, how much they understood the overall meaning of the book. Did they understand that these characters were in a book? And to end off the lesson, I think we would go back to their word journal and see if they added anything new in there. And if they did, we go over that word and make sure that they understand the definition and where else they can maybe see and use that word. So yeah, that's what I would do if I were making a lesson plan on this book.